Hello everybody, Godzilla here. Today I have my next Godzilla figure review, but today, I have something that you probably haven't seen before in my collection because I recently got it about a week ago. So here is Heisei King Ghidorah, the 6-inch Bandai one, and this is the Memorial box one, and, here's his tag. Yeah, that's how I know it's the Memorial box. So, this is, like I said, I just got this a few days ago, and I guess I'll just go ahead and get started with detail. You can see his scales are very goldeny and pretty good as far as detail. I mean, it's pretty uniform all over, but that's basically what King Ghidorah does, or that's what he is. Paint, same thing. There are some black highlights on his knees and a little bit on his wings, which also really look nice and shiny. His eyes are red, all red with a black slit pupil thing. My camera isn't sensitive enough to pick that up. And yeah, that's oh, his tongues are also red. You can see that the outer two heads, I'm sorry, I can barely fit him in the camera view. Maybe it's because his heads are angled down, but you can see that I'm just going to hold it sideways for this. His outer mouths are open and his inner mouth is closed. Just saying. So, detail and paint job, it's pretty typical. You know, it's nothing special. Maybe they could have painted his toe claw things. They doesn't look quite right when they're all gold like that. So yeah. Articulation in the legs 360 and in the wings 360. So he is shelf friendly, but he just looks better like that. So his heads don't move, but they're flexible enough in the neck. So that, oh, and also there's a glue seal on his tail. I've heard of people breaking it. I'm not sure if it was the Memorial box one, but I've heard of people breaking it so their tail can spin around. I don't really want to do that though. It's not too necessary. Let's get back to detail in the head. This detail is so precise, my camera can't even see it. It can barely see anything. But the detail in the heads is awesome. There's like every little bump thing. I really have no better word to use. Every little tiny bump thing on his face is very defined, and it overall makes it look very good. So I'll really quick go over an issue I had when I got this. When I got it in the box, his wings were back like this, which is okay because they're articulated, but his heads were squished all the way in like this, and now they're basically stuck that way. What I'm doing is I'm wedging something in between to keep them apart, but even then they just kind of come back together a little bit. I don't know, you probably won't be able to notice it in the video because it takes a while, but I'm trying to get the plastic so that it stays spread apart by wedging something in there. I don't know, I just don't think he looks good with his heads all together. Anyway, also I've seen other people's tails were a little more separated, but I don't really care about the tails. Why does King Ghidorah even have two tails? Who knows? Yeah, this would be a good time to demonstrate. His legs have to be in just the right position for him to balance, because he's very side heavy on his head, as you can tell. So his legs have to be perfectly flat. And even when they are flat, they're not like perfectly aligned. It's a little weird, like his right leg is a little back in order for both to be flat. Yeah, they're not completely even. So that's about all there is to it. It's a pretty basic figure, a uniform color except for the highlights, the eyes, and tongues. So I'm gonna go ahead and compare it with Heisei Godzilla. Yeah, King Ghidorah, I believe, was 140 meters, 140. So really, he should be up here compared to Godzilla. There's a bit of a difference there, isn't there? Like, really, King Ghidorah in all of his movies, except for maybe GMK, was towering over Godzilla and all of the kaiju. So he's a little too small. It could work. You could include him with everything you do with your figures, you know, if you pose them. But it's just not going to look the same. He's too small. Oh, and this is the first review where I don't have to explain why I'm using Heisei Godzilla to compare to the Showa monsters. Because now I have no more Showa monsters in the Bandai to review. So I can just use Heisei Godzilla. So, also, here where his heads were glued on, they could have made that articulation. I'm not too worried about it, but it'd have been nice to be able to turn his heads. And overall, it just kind of show. I mean, it'd be okay if those heads were articulated, like here on Godzilla. There's obviously a line there where his arm moves, but because it's articulation, it's okay. No one really cares. No matter what, you're gonna be able to see a point of articulation. Here, it's just where they glued it on, so it doesn't get that luxury. It's too big to show off in the camera. So that is ultimately something that gets in the way. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say about this one. Paint job, nothing special. Detail, pretty good in the heads, but everywhere else is uniform. Articulation, 4 points, and then a glue seal, and parts that should have been articulated. And size, obviously, too small. So, I'm gonna go ahead and skip right. No, I'm not skipping. I cannot speak today. I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the review. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. You know, the face detail is really good. And there were the problems I had, like with the heads. But, you know, really it's just, you know, it's King Ghidorah. You know, it's just awesome to have a King Ghidorah in the collection. And it's ironic because in my collection video, you know, I made a note, oh, I wish I had a Bandai King Ghidorah, not just this silly little 4-inch Trendmasters one, and now I have one. So, yeah, that's going to wrap it up, 3.5. Thank you for watching. If you want, you can check out some more reviews on my channel. They're all Godzilla figure reviews. And I would really appreciate it if I got some subscriptions. It would really help me make more videos, give me the motivation. So I hope this video helped you. Thank you.